Squeeze plays on. Hafner to the plate. He is safe. Jason Nix executing to perfection. Romero tried to flip it right from his glove to John Buck, but to no avail. Swung on and missed. Kerry Wood nails it down. It's a beautiful night for baseball in downtown Cleveland as the Indians look to continue their winning ways, trying to run their win streak to 3 in a row as they play host to the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Cooler temperatures here this evening, a bit like fall, but the Indians, they're starting to heat up for the first time this year, really playing 2 back-to-back solid baseball games, and it all starts with great pitching. When you get great pitching, you don't have to score a lot of runs, and Manny Acta put the squeeze play on. They executed to perfection last night.
Baseball is a game of execution, and when you do it right, it looks beautiful. There's a nice squeeze play. Travis Hafner on third base got a great jump, didn't start too early. Nix put down a great bunt. Now, you have the lead. You turn it over to your bullpen. Smith, Perez left, Perez right, and Kerry Wood come on for 3 innings. They do the job. They end up getting the win. That's their first win in 21 games this year when they score 2 or less runs. And you got to go back to August 6th. Last year against the Minnesota Twins, but the last time they won with 2 or less runs, the bullpen did the job. So it is right. You don't have to score a lot of runs. You don't have to outslug somebody. When you get solid pitching, you execute, you get timely runs, and you get outs when you need them. And
the Indians have the right man on the mound tonight if they want to look to continue their winning ways, because Fausto Carmona, has started 5 games this year after an Indians win. He's 3-1 with a 2.08 ERA in those affairs.
Well, and think about his last start here against Washington here at Progressive Field. He faced 28 batters. That was it. He was brilliant. That was the first game that Santana caught him. He will be matched up against Brandon Morrow. These two matched up earlier in the year on May 5th. Both of them had no decisions. Toronto won the ball game. We'll see if Fausto can turn the tide on tonight.
The Indians look to continue their winning ways, while Toronto looks to get back in the win column to continue their pursuit in the American League Eastern Division. Suddenly, they wake up today, and they're 8 games off the pace. We'll be back with all the play-by-play action coming up next. And this becomes a really big game for Toronto because more than anything, they just need to get things turned back in the right direction. They've suddenly lost 6 of their last 8 games. That's dropped them 8 games off the pace in the American League Eastern Division. And this is not a division they can afford to fall too much further behind. It's already going to be very difficult, Rick, for them to make up 8 games, even though we still have a long way to go in the season.
The reason for it, too, you have 3 teams ahead of you. You know, you've got Tampa, Boston, and New York. And as a matter of fact, after they leave here, they go to New York for the weekend. So they've got their work cut out for them.
Their general manager, Alex Anthopoulos, basically says it's very difficult to sit back as a general manager and know what to do with the trading deadline fast approaching. You know, are they in this thing for real, or are they just a pretender? Well, we may find out over the next month for sure the answer to that question. Meanwhile, Fausto Carmona will try to pitch the Indians to their 3rd straight win. Well, let's look at the Blue Jays starting lineup, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Experience truly great engineering today at your authorized dealer. Fred Lewis once again at the leadoff spot, then Alex Gonzalez and Jose Bautista, Vernon Wells, 3 potent right-handed bats. Adam Lynn, the DH, hits 5th. Aaron Hill batting 6th. Lyle Overbay. Jose Molina will catch and hit 8th tonight. And our old buddy John McDonald at 3rd base, batting 9th for the Jays.
Tonight's starting pitcher brought to you by the Indians Team Shop, where you'll get 2 tickets when you spend $50. Fausto Carmona making his 16th start of the year. He is 6-6, coming off his shortest start of the year in Philadelphia, where he went 4 innings, gave up 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, and received loss number 6. But Fausto pitched against Toronto earlier this year, a no decision. He pitched a good game. A couple errors cost him a win in that ball game. Let's check out the Home Depot doing more on defense, Indians defensive lineup. Duncan, Crow, and Chu in the outfield. It'll be Peralta, Hernandez, Nix, Laporte on the infield, Santana behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
So Fred Lewis steps in, all ready to get us underway. And it's ball 1 down low from Fausto Carmona. 66 degrees, our game time temperature tonight. I mentioned to you last night that the temperature was going to drop down into the 70s. And
you were right.
You looked at me incredulously like I had lost my mind.
I did, and you know what? I was glad you were right. After the last 10 days on that road trip, it was awfully hot.
It's actually refreshing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
2 balls and a strike. And Lewis finds the hole, punching it through the left side. His first hit in the series. The umpires tonight, Eric Cooper will call the balls and strikes. Bill Miller at first. The crew chief, the veteran Mike Riley at second, and Chad Fairchild down at third. And now Alex Gonzalez, 1 for 4 with a double last night. Blue Jays started out hot, but only managed 1 run in that first inning. And after the ball game, Cito Gaston said that was really a big difference maker. And the Blue Jays were only able to scratch out the 1 run, and then that was it. Jake Westbrook and the Tribe bullpen shut them down the rest of the way. Weekly hit to short. Hernandez to Nix, on to Laporta. A double play. And for all the talk of the Blue Jays' home run prowess, their batting average as a team is down. And after the game last night, Cito Gaston said, well, one thing, I guess we could go out and look for a bunch of guys who can get base hits. Saying that tongue-in-cheek, of course. As you've said, you live by the home run. Sometimes you die by the home run. You're going to die by the home run, and that's exactly how it goes. And right there, Carmona makes a good pitch, gets his 14th ground ball double play. You can't remake your team.
That's exactly right. When you go up there and they know in spring training, look, we're going to get after it, we're going to swing the bats, and we're going to go for the long ball. You can play for that. But when you try to hit home runs or you go for home runs, you strike out a lot, and there's a lot of times you don't put the ball in play, and that's the reason why they're last in the league in batting average. Right now, they're 0 for their last 13 with runners on in this series. Last night they went after the first inning, they went the whole game without advancing any runner that reached base up until the 9th inning on the wild pitch.
Right, that's pretty amazing feat for the Blue Jays last night. But again, you You must give credit where it's due, and Jake Westbrook made the adjustment, and the Indians bullpen did a terrific job in relief. The 2-1. Bautista with a big swing and a miss.
You know, the funny thing of it is, this is the Indians team. They're not a strikeout team. They're a team that makes you put the ball in play, and you get the ground balls. And when you make hitters do that and you make your pitches, you're going to get your outs. Toronto gets those guys and hits the home runs on maybe power pitchers that make mistakes, and they hit it a long way. 17 times this year they have hit 3 or more home runs in a ball game.
Three-two count. 2 down, bases empty. Payoff pitch. And Carmona missed. So a 2-out base runner will bring up Vernon Wells.
And the other thing, too, when you do walk a guy with Toronto, they don't steal bases. They're last in the league in stolen bases. They have 26. But they're last as far as getting caught, too. They've only been caught 8 times. They don't run a lot. So, you don't have to worry about them, making things happen. They're going to sit back and wait.
It's almost like the old adage, you can't lose what you don't gamble.
Right.
Man, for Toronto, they're going to sit back. They're the old-style American League team. Sit back, play for the 3-run homer.
And get good pitching. Earl Weaver-style baseball. Yeah. When they're hitting them, it's beautiful.
Right back to the mound. Carmona knocks it down. Throws out Wells. No runs, a hit, a man left aboard. Jays do not score. Indians coming to bat. And the Indians' starting lineup tonight is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. It's Trevor Crowe, Shin-Soo Choo, and Carlos Santana. Travis Hafner, Johnny Peralta, and Shelley Duncan. Matt Laporta, Jason Nix, who had 2 hits, including that key suicide squeeze last night, batting 8th, and Anderson Hernandez will hit 9th.
Brandon Morrow on the mound for the Blue Jays. A 500 record, 5-5, making his 16th start. A power arm. He's a strikeout pitcher. You can see 92 strikeouts in his 84 innings. A good curveball and a slider to go with that. And he has been pitching very well. His last 5 starts, 2-1 and a 1.32 ERA. And he has not given up a home run in 5 starts. He only allowed 5 on the year.
And the 0-1 is in the dirt. Trevor Crowe hitless last night. Ground ball to second baseman Aaron Hill. 1 down.
Let's check out the Blue Jays defense behind Morrow this evening. In the outfield, it's Lewis, Wells, Bautista. On the infield, Johnny Mack gets the start at third base tonight. Gonzalez at short. Hill at second. Overbay is at first. And one of the Molina brothers is behind the plate. That's Jose Molina. They are rated third in the league. They have made 39 errors.
Shin-Soo Choo sends a high drive right center field. Vernon Wells, the center fielder, grabs it just on the front part of the warning track there for out number 2. Well, all month long when the Indians hit home runs, STO, Shell, and Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care are giving away free gasoline. And our first contestant tonight is Carolyn Leonard from Fremont. Shell will provide $300 in free gas for each home run hit by the Indians and $1,000 in free gas plus a set of tires from Conrad's for each grand slam hit here in the month of June on STO. And we are running out of time.
Yes, we are. Tonight and tomorrow, and that's it, huh?
That's it.
Wrapping up the month of June. Boy, did that go fast.
Carlos Santana looks at a ball outside. Santana has helped some folks win some free gasoline in this contest. And he lines a base hit into right field. Tell you one thing I've noticed, Rick. His hits, they're not cheapies. They're no flares or broken bats. He squares the ball up with the barrel of the bat.
That's what he does. You know what he does? He swings hard, but he doesn't follow him straight back like a lot of our hitters do. He hits it right on the nose. I mean, he's got that front foot. He kicks back. He lifts up. And I'm going to tell you something. He does. The ball jumps off his bat. He doesn't miss him when he gets him. That's what you're supposed to do. Boy, if you're a hitter, watch him.
Now Travis Hafner 1 out of 3 last night. Hafner, who sprinted home from third base on the suicide squeeze with the eventual winning run last night, was asked after the ball game what the key to that suicide squeeze play is, and Hafner responded, speed.
Yeah, his speed. Said he might have stolen it if he didn't put the bunt down. Obviously tongue-in-cheek and having fun with it.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I mean, that was fun to see. And you've seen it if you watch the pregame and you watched it last night. You had to see it 10 or 15 times, but it was fun to watch. And it's part of the offense that Manny Acta has to use here. With the type of offense they have, you can't take anything for granted and sit back and wait for guys. You're looking at one side across the way where they swing for the fences. The other side, you've got to play the little ball and do whatever you can to scrape and try and push a run across the plate.
When you've scored 3 or less 34 times out of 75 games, you're right. You have to try and manufacture and do the little things.
Yes, you do.
Hafner scorches it past first baseman Lyle Overbay. Santana hustling around second. He's into third. He'll get the stop sign there. Batista got up with it quickly and fired a perfect strike to the relay man. But Hafner with a 2-out double, and the Indians have runners at second and third.
Well, as you're bouncing off the base with that man on first, Overbay gets over there, but Hafner hits it right down the line. He turns on the fastball in there, and watch, he's got to have the backhand. And that ball got by him. He didn't really shuffle off that bag a whole lot. He stayed put. He just, that ball was smoked by him. So it's a double, second and third now. Indians trying to do it again with 2 outs in the first inning for the second straight night.
And Johnny Peralta, 1 for 4 with a double in last night's game, will be the batter. Bounces off the glove of Molina, but not far enough for Santana to advance. Indians now 5 out of 12 against the Blue Jays in the first 2 games of the series with 2 outs. And, of course, this has been a key spot for the Indians all season long, that 2-out RBI hit. We'll see if Peralta can deliver here. Bounces it to third, fielded by John McDonald. And a low throw can't be dug out by Overbay. 1 run will score, and 2 runs will come home because the ball bounced into the seats.
1+1. Base you're going to, and then the one on the overthrow. A routine play. John McDonald getting the start at third base. Short hops Overbay, and he just doesn't pick it. Didn't help out his friend. Now, we talked about it last night. Did the glare of that sun have anything to do with the throw where he might not have seen it? You know, I see McDonald's in the shade. The ball's going to come over there, and we showed you the glare last night. Did this have anything to do with it? I don't know if it hit the ground, did it?
Well, I don't know, Rick. I have to look again.
I mean, that's how close it is. That is a tough play, and Hafner's going to be able to score easy. So it's Santana and Hafner, and it's 2-0 Indians on the bad throw. I think it was a bad throw.
Shelley Duncan takes a strike. McDonald has a very strong arm. It's not a problem for him to make that throw from third base. But you're right, on the replay, it was tough to tell if Overbay.
Did he lose it in the sun? That's, I'll tell you what, that'd be the question you have to ask.
Popped them up. Take one more look here.
I guess it did hit the ground. Okay, it hits the ground. Now, the other thing to ask, Overbay's not bad at first base. He can pick it. Now, did that glare have anything to do with it? I don't know. But the Indians will take it.
Both those guys will probably be kicking themselves. That's the kind of players they are. McDonald not happy he didn't make a better throw, and Overbay probably upset he didn't pick it. Indians, meanwhile, have 2 runs on the board, looking for more. And it's in the dirt, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, I know one guy that's got to be happy with it is Fausto Carmona, because usually when he pitches against the Eastern Division teams, he's 0-2. And the run support is, it's under 3. It's about 2.8, so he's already got 2 runs in, thanks to the error.
Check the swing, it was down low. Well, not only that, Rick, but think back to Fausto's last start. It was the defense that burned him.
Yeah.
The Andy Marte throw home that Carlos Santana couldn't catch cost him 2 runs. Russell Brandon made a poor throw to home plate that cost him another run.
That's exactly right.
Those are the first unearned runs that Morrow has allowed this year, according to Tommy Bowe. And that's outside. Full count to Duncan. He had him down, buried in the count, but can't put him away.
And you see what happens when you get extra outs. You make that pitcher throw more pitches, and and teams take advantage of it. And it puts them in the hole. That's something the Indians have done quite frequently this year. But it's awfully nice when the favor is returned.
And so with Johnny Peralta at second base and 2 down, here's the 3-2 to Shelley Duncan. And it's ball 4. Keeps the inning alive now from Matt Laporta. Laporta was 2 for 3 with a double in last night's game. And Morrow with a long look in. Fires a fastball for a strike. Actually pumped that one past him. 0-2. Johnny Peralta, the runner at second. Duncan down at first. 2 in for the Tribe. And the 0-2 pitch to Laporta. Rings him up But the Indians get a pair of unearned runs and grab a 2-0 lead after an inning of play. Ball is brought to you by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. By Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Two nothing Indians on top, second inning. Adam Lynn leading it off. And Fausto Carmona drops a strike over the outside corner. Weekly hit. Shortstop Anderson Hernandez throws him out, one away. Time now to look at our PNC achievement of the game. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in us all. Cito Gaston took the Jays to back-to-back titles in '92 and '93. How about that? Originally hired by Bobby Cox when he was, what, the general manager?
Well, he managed in Toronto. And was also, I think he was a general manager there briefly before he went down to Atlanta. I remember Bobby was managing in Toronto when I was there. Played against him. And Cita was the hitting coach back then. Absolutely.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Bobby Cox, obviously, Rick, is one of those guys who deep down knew what he really was, which was a manager. He needed to be on the bench. He tried the front office thing a couple of different times, but ultimately he needed to be down on the field.
Well, for the good of the game, you're exactly right.
Low throw, and Laporta digs it out for Peralta. Time now for the AT&T trivia question. AT&T Rethink Possible. 5 outfielders. Last name begins with W. Have 1, 2 or more Gold Gloves. Oh, boy. 5 outfielders whose last name begins with W. Have 2 or more Gold Gloves. All right, we need 5 W's. That's either league, right? Just need a W. Two balls, no strikes for Lyle Overbay. 2 for 4 last night. And it's 3 balls, no strikes. If Overbay reaches, Jose Molina would be next. Fires it right in there. There is Jose Molina. And the 3-1. Bullseye. Full count. Payoff pitch. Right back to the screen. Again, the 3-2, a little bit too low. And for the second time tonight, Carmona has walked a hitter with 2 outs. Going to bring up the catcher, Jose Molina. Over the outside edge for a strike to Jose Molina.
Well, you like it when Carmona gets out there and gets that first pitch strike. Just makes it so much tougher on that hitter.
Carmona, his 30th pitch of the night, just missed outside. And it's 2-1.
I'll tell you what, that didn't look like a bad pitch right there. I mean, a little breaking ball. And Santana was sitting right there. I saw Carmona gaze in. He didn't say anything. But, you know, as a starting pitcher, when you're out there and you make a pitch and you think it's a strike, you sort of look in and say, well, wait a minute. You don't want to nibble, but you don't want to throw it down the middle of the plate either. But this is the part of the lineup you certainly don't want to just put him on base.
Called a strike, and now Molina's not sure. So Eric Cooper's got him guessing on both sides.
Well, there's the catcher. So, I mean, let's take a look at it. That ball's up at about the top of the strike zone. You see how Santana had to snatch it back, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, anything belled high, man, that's dead on in the old days. You don't take that pitch on a 3-1 count. I'll tell you what, as a hitter, you swing at that pitch. You used to. That's a ball you can hit in the air, especially off Fausto Carmona when he's throwing you the sinkers. Man, when you get one elevated, and that's got to be your hitting coach's philosophy, make him get the ball up. When he gets it up, you better get after it with the count in your favor.
Your eyes should widen if you
I
see
would
one
think
up,
so.
right?
I would think so, especially when you don't play every day, like Molina.
Overbay takes off. 3-2 pitch. Weakly bounce to short. Hernandez throws him out. 2 scoreless innings for Fausto Carmona. Tribe on top, 2-0. National Festival rolls on here at Progressive Field. And the Indians try to keep their winning ways as they lead it 2-0 here in the second inning. Jason Nix, Anderson Hernandez, Trevor Crowe due up. And Brandon Morrow fires a first pitch strike to Nix, who went with a couple of hits in last night's ball game. And the 0-1. In too tight. I thought it was interesting when we talked to Jason after the game last night. It wasn't that he was surprised that the squeeze play was put on, but it was not lost on him the fact that he'd only been here about a week and he was in the middle of that squeeze
play. He got here before in Cincinnati. So he was here for like 2 games. That was his 3rd game. You know, and it is, believe me, it's a shocker, you know, to know the signs and to get out there. It's not that difficult, but you just sometimes don't expect it. He did a great job.
Ground ball backhanded nicely by Gonzalez. And he throws him out, 1 away. Here is our great clip of the game, brought to you by Great Clips. And let's go back to last night. Break it down for us.
Well, you see that ball out in front, and then you try to make a great play there. The pitcher's not going to make that play. Ricky Romero made an effort. He couldn't get it out of the glove. The runner was already on the way. So that goes as a sacrifice, the RBI. Fielder's choice. It's really a great play, and that ended up being the winning run.
Anderson Hernandez, a swing and a miss. Oh, 0-2 the count. Just a little bit too wide of the plate. Hernandez.
He was overmatched there.
He could not catch up.
No, sirree. That wasn't even close.
Second strikeout for Morrow. 2 down here in the second inning.
Well, we would like you to fill a house for the Center for Families and Children. That'll be tomorrow as this series continues. A 7:05 start. Every ticket sold, $1 will be donated to the charity. And there's plenty of box seats still available. Call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com.
Low ball 1 to Trevor Crowe, who grounded out the second his first time up. Crowe smacks one deep right center field. Wells racing back. He won't get to it. Hops up into the seats for a ground rule double. And Trevor Crowe into scoring position with 2 down here in the second inning as the Indians, all of their hits so far here in the early going have been with 2 outs.
Yeah, keep it coming. For the first inning, Morrow had the first 2 outs on 4 pitches. Then it took him 18 pitches to get that 3rd out, and he had to make 9 after the error. So Crowe puts a good swing on this ball. It's going to be a ground rule double. Bounce into the stands.
And Shin-Soo Choo will be the batter. Fly to center his first time up. Pitch outside for ball 1. Starting this Friday here at Progressive Field, the Indians have a new ticket program, the Chew Crew. Get a ticket and a T-shirt combo for only $30. 1 lower reserve ticket in the right field bowl, right behind Chew. He tries to bounce one into right field. He does. It gets past Hill. Coming around third. Crowe to the plate. The throw is offline, and the Indians lead it 3-0. Shin-Soo Choo with his 42nd run batted in on the year.
Well, they're at it again. The 2 out base hits. You got to love them. That'll take you a lot of places when you can get the 2 out base hit. And it can take you to McDonald's because I'm loving it. You find it in the hole. Chu gets it past a diving hill at second base into right field, and with the speed of Crow, Bautista makes a nice effort, but you're not going to get him. Better than average speed, scores easily. It's a 3-0 ball game.
So the double by Crow sets up the inning. Chu brings him home, and now Carlos Santana will bat. Singled his first time up. Soft liner, short hopped by Gonzalez.
How about that
throw
play?
to first. He got him.
What a play.
But the Indians get another 2-out run. And through 2 innings of play, it's 3-zip Cleveland. Greatness moment.
Well, I appreciate that. I was going to call it either that you or Mr. Proctor.
3-0. Tribe on top. John McDonald, Fred Lewis, and Alex Gonzalez for Toronto. And a fastball strike over the outside corner. John McDonald has 12 hits on the year. 7 of his 12 hits have gone for extra bases. But none was more special than the home run he hit on Father's Day in his first at-bat back after his father passed away after a long battle with cancer.
Yeah, what a story that was.
Johnny Mack said he was running around the bases with tears in his eyes. He said there's so many emotions came flooding over him. The 1-2 pitch missed outside. It was one of those moments where, we're all a little bit cynical. We get hardened by being around the game every day, but it was one of those moments that really transcended the game. He kind of lost track of the score and what was at stake, and that was just an important moment. Johnny Mack out on strikes. 1 down here in the 3rd. And that will bring up Fred Lewis, who had a base hit his first time up. Special anniversaries going out tonight. Belated. These came in while we were on the road. Didn't get a chance to work them in. But Joe and Joanne Fajak in Youngstown are celebrating their 54th anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
And Frank and Jenny Williott, 69th anniversary.
Wow, is that right?
So, congratulations, best wishes. Hope you had a great anniversary on the official date. And, you know, tonight, feel free to go out and live it up again on us.
Yeah,
Put that on our tab.
Send the tab to Maddie. That's what's your Facebook?
Oh, yeah. Lewis takes a strike, and the count evens at 2-2. Carmona lays it in there, and Lewis trying to lace it past Duncan, but Shelley runs it down in the corner for out number 2.
Well, you can take a break from your work week and head right down to the ballpark on Thursday for lunch in 3 innings. You get a ticket for the Tribe Blue Jays game at $12.05 plus $10 in ticket plus food credit. All for just $15 now, and 3 innings. But I know once you get here, you'll stay for the whole ball game if it's going to be just like it was today. Log on to Indians.com.
Alex Gonzalez banged into a double play in the first inning.
How about that play he made to end the inning?
Well, that was
to retire Santana. I mean,
made it look easy.
We went away from it, and we didn't have a chance to come back and show up. I'm going to tell you something. He was going to go to second base, and he just reacted, realized the guy wasn't there, and threw it all the way to first base to get the out. It was really a terrific play.
Right back to the mound. Actually just threw his bat at that one. And Carmona takes care of it. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays. 3-zip Cleveland. Three-zip Tribe on top as we go to the bottom of the third here at Progressive Field. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning, and we're happy to be joined now by Wendell from Miller, who knows how to live the high life.
Oh, you know it, Bubba. That's why I'm in Cleveland, because y'all know how to live the high life. How you doing, fellas?
He knows how to live the high life. That's for sure.
Yeah, I can tell. I won't tell all your business.
Thank you very much.
Travis Hafner leading it off, looks at a ball outside. You've been on the road doing a lot of circulating, and it's not going to end anytime soon.
Oh,
either.
no, man. I'm telling you, they got me moving now, which I like. You know what I mean? But we got more stuff coming up, so they're going to keep me moving. We're starting this big give a veteran a piece of the high life, so it's going to get even busier as we go around pushing this.
Very good for you. You were in Milwaukee, stopping in Cleveland, heading back to L.A. tomorrow.
Yeah, for the big kickoff over 4th of July weekend.
And then they're going to keep you moving throughout the summer then,
Oh,
huh?
yeah, we want to go around and make sure everybody knows about this program. You know, where bring in your bottle caps and your pull tabs, and 10 cents goes towards giving a veteran a piece of the high life.
Very cool.
Yeah, so the more you drink and the more you bring in, the more you're helping our veterans coming home have a good time.
So you're saying keep drinking, but don't drive.
That's it. You better not drive. You know, that ain't common sense, and
No,
that
we
ain't the
got
highlight.
limousines.
That's it. Walk. If you fall
If you
over, wait
can.
till the morning and get up.
Hafner back to the mound. Morrow throws him out. One quick out with Johnny Peralta coming up next. So you've traveled around, and before this, you've traveled all over the country. You've seen big cities, small towns.
Oh, yeah.
What separates Cleveland? What's unique to you about Cleveland, Ohio?
Well, first of all, I keep up with all the bars by the names. You know, I don't know if I'm at the Velvet Dog, the Thirsty Parrot, the Blind Pig. I'm like some kind of animal is where I'm living the high life tonight. So just come out and look for animal. I'll probably be there. But no, man, every time I come here, y'all know how to have a good time. It's simple. You know, some places you got to go and take it back. Y'all are living it, so I just come join you.
Thataway. It's just too bad you don't get to spend a little more time. You're on the move so much.
I know, man. I tell you what, do the first pitch. Sing, take me out. Run over there, take pictures, sign an autograph, you know. But I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Just like the commercials you're in. That's how the kids know you, man.
We in and out.
That's exactly right.
We in and out.
Exactly right. You had an opportunity to fill in and do a little sitcom in the off season, didn't you? And
Oh,
Scrubs.
I did.
Tell us about that.
Oh, I tell you what, I played Captain Duncook on Scrubs, and I tell you what, that's a wonderful cast. They let us just play and act a fool.
And had a good time.
And
doing
had
it?
a great time, you know. And so, yeah, they keep us busy with that. And I said, it's always these elements of the high life, man, in every character we play. You know what I mean? They always want him sassy or a little bit slow. And I said, I don't know if that's a compliment or I should be thinking about this. Wait a minute.
There's a sky-high pop to left field.
Mm-hmm.
That's a high life right there.
Yeah, it is.
Fred
Too bad he
Lewis
caught it.
Hey, now
grab
check
two
this
down.
out. Check it out on the monitor. We're going to check you out throwing out the first pitch.
Uh-oh.
Now we'll go into it and break it down. You can short arm it. That gets there a lot quicker. You see, we're going to get you, if I had a chance for a week, I'd get you to extend that arm back and extend it.
So you want to pull back a little more and
pull
extend
it back a little more, extend it. You get a little more on it. See,
All right,
you have
so
a
you're going to have
tendency.
to work with me because,
Yeah,
you know, I do these
could
a
do
lot.
that. I could do that.
Oh, you're going to bring me up,
You
Bubba.
see, I'll
Yeah,
tell you
I'll
what,
be
instead
playing
of
for the
going like
Indians next week
this,
after you.
you know, that's how you get the short arm in it. You
That's
got to
it.
really extend it out
See,
there.
extend, but see, the beer takes too
yourself a
long to
long
get there
neck.
when I'm doing that. But for the pitch, I'm going to extend a little more.
You got it.
All
There
right.
you go.
Go on and critique me. I appreciate that.
That's okay. We're
See,
doing it all
constructive criticism.
in good taste. It's going to make you better the next time you throw out the
And
first
I
pitch.
always appreciate that wisdom.
I know you
I'm
do.
listening.
Now, I'm thinking if you really want to live the high life, you need to make a road trip with us sometime.
Oh, man, I would love it. Now, you sure we won't get in trouble?
Well,
because I don't know what you two care
No,
about.
but you better room with Matt. I'll tell you that.
He already put me out.
We
We
have
started.
We have the no, I did. We have the STO limo to take you everywhere you want to
Oh,
go.
look, see, he's starting something now. He's starting something.
yeah, the STL limos, these hush puppies I got on right here. Shelly Duncan takes a strike, and the count quickly 0-2. I know I've asked you this before, but could you have ever imagined when you took on this role with Miller High Life what it would lead to?
Man, not at all. I tell you, you go in and you're trying to do the best job you can in the audition, and then even when you get the job, you're like, I go and I want to do the best, but I had no idea it would take off and turn into this movement like it has. You know what I mean? Where you can't walk anywhere without somebody saying, I promise I'm living the high life, you know? But I tell you what, I'm very thankful for it.
Thanks for stopping by. We
Thank
appreciate
y'all
it.
so
Nice
much.
seeing you again, bro.
Always, and I'll see you soon.
You got it.
Living the high life with Wendell, and the Tribe is on top 3-0. All right, 3-0. Tribe on top, 4th inning. Here at Progressive Field. Always good to see Wendell, huh?
Yes, it is. He's a lot of fun. Ball of energy, isn't he?
Well, I mean, he's a guy who you can tell obviously appreciates the opportunity that he's had in that crazy industry that acting can be, but he's made the most of his role, and he's living it up.
He's living the high life.
He
You
really
couldn't have
is.
found it. Hey, some people are meant to do what they're supposed to do, and I think he's one of them.
Jose Bautista drew a walk his first time up. Then Vernon Wells and Adam Lynn do up here in the 4th for Toronto, and Bautista. Oh, it did touch the ground, says Eric Cooper.
And he was very emphatic. He made that call in a hurry. I have to agree with him because it sounded like it hit the ground, unless it was, the glove. But let's take another look at it. And it was going down. That's a good call.
Yep, good call. But Santana tried to sell it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See, right there, that pitch that we had a look at on that ball, that's what I was talking about. When you get a ball elevated from Carmona, why you take it in a count like that is crazy to me. Because his ball disappears when it gets down to in the bottom part of the strike zone.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real, Wendy's. Another full count here for Carmona. And the payoff pitch. Bautista smashes it foul. What a two-step by the officer
nicely
down there.
done.
He danced out of the way like he's been doing it his whole life.
He was watching the Irish girls dance in between innings. I'm going to see him underneath walking out tonight, and he'll be sweating. Look at him, up and around. I'll tell you what, you see those handcuffs, you do it again, he may come arrest you.
A liner to center.
That's a knuckleball.
Trevor Crow hung with it. It did look like it was tough.
That ball was not straight.
Almost looked like he went one direction and then turned the
other.
other.
It did. Well, I saw the ball do a little knuckling. He hit it hard, and now it goes the other way. Look at him. He had to change in mid-flight. He can't believe it. Ask him what that ball did after the game. He won't be able to tell you. He was just happy he caught it.
And now Vernon Wells, who tapped one back to the mound his first time up. Missed inside and all the way to the backstop. As much as Carmona's ball moves, that can't be a whole lot of fun sometimes for those right-handed hitters. In the hole. Long throw for Hernandez, and an off balance. Laporta did well just to keep that from going into the seats.
He almost was screened, I think, by Peralta a little bit. Johnny was going to go over and get that, and then at the last minute, he dodges out of the way, and then I think when he tried to throw the ball, it slipped. He made a nice play. Just watch this. Peralta comes back, and then his foot gives way, that plant foot. And Laporta at least retrieved it. That'll go as an infield single. Watch his foot. Gives way, and up goes the baseball.
I don't think he would have had him anyway.
I don't either. I agree with you.
Adam Lynn grounded out his first time up to the shortstop. Carmona looking for another double play ball. He goes 1-6-3 and the inning is over. Tribe turns 2 for the second time tonight. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-0 Cleveland. 3-zip, Tribe on top, bottom of the fourth inning. Matt Laporta, Jason Nix, and Anderson Hernandez will bat for the Tribe against Brandon Morrow. Morrow allowed 2 unearned runs in the first, and the Tribe picked up an earned run against him in the second.
All of them coming with 2 outs.
That's been the story. Everything. Every hit, every base runner for the Indians with 2 outs tonight.
I guess the story for Toronto so far in this series is when they get a man aboard, they can't move them. They're 0 for their last 16, so.
And Laporta right back to the mound. Morrow takes care of that one down for Jason Nix. Get a look at our Subway fresh face of the game. And for that, we go down on the farm to check out Jared Goddard, who's hit in 7 straight, 5 home runs during that tear with 10 runs batted in. He has really swung the bat well for the Columbus Clippers. Started obviously with Akron, but making his climb. Now it's interesting, you've got Goddard, who's a third baseman, and then you've got Lonnie Chisenhall,
right,
who's a third baseman. But Goddard's a little bit older, a little bit farther ahead, and I mean, he's a guy who I think will probably get an opportunity. Now that's not to say that he's going to stunt the growth or development of Lonnie Chisenhall.
Well, that's what minor leagues are all about. You never know with kids down there. I mean, if a door opens and, injuries and something can happen.
Nice to have options, right?
That's the great thing about baseball. In minor league baseball, you could be number 4 or 5 down on the pecking order or the totem pole, however you want to look at it, and you could be the first one to the major leagues. That's what you get down there for and play every day and just try to improve.
Chased after it did Jason Nix.
About that curveball.
And that is out number 2, 4th strikeout for Morrow.
Well, you can celebrate Independence Day weekend when the Tribe will take on the Oakland A's before we head out on the road and go into All-Star break. It'll be a 7:05 start on Friday, and it's a great fireworks show. Be celebrating the 4th of July weekend to patriotic music. It's also half-price student ID night. So 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com. And for students, you get one of those Chew T-shirts for the Chew Crew. That's just $15, and you can sit out in right field when you get the Chew Crew T-shirt. $15 and a seat out there. It's pretty good, and you get to see fireworks afterwards. So come on out and take advantage of that for all you students.
Anderson Hernandez cuts and misses the count 1-1. The Indians have been very cautious with Jason Donald, who jammed his wrist diving for a ball. I believe it was in Cincinnati. And so they haven't had him back in the lineup. They're really taking their time.
No, I think it's you're going to be very cautious with something like that happen. Give him an extra day or two. Err on the side of caution, I guess you could say.
In other news, Asdrubal Cabrera was here at the ballpark taking ground balls for the first time today, since he suffered that fractured wrist and then subsequently had the surgery to put a rod in there to stabilize things. But Asdrubal looked very good today, taking ground balls, making the throws over to first base. Manny Acta is hopeful, cautiously hopeful, that we might see Cabrera by the end of July after the All-Star break. The one thing he did say is that he's going to need a lengthy rehab assignment. He goes, 5, 10, 15 at bats isn't going to cut it. He's going to need
50.
He said, I don't want to put a number on it because I don't want to be painted into a corner. But he said, more than 15, less than 100.
Well, he needs probably a week, 10 days to get down there and get in there every day just to get a feel.
Hit in the air to left. Chasing back is Lewis. And the Indians go 1-2-3. Brandon Morrow settling in. He's retired 7 straight, but the Indians lead it 3-0. you by McCafe Frappes. Caramel or mocha blended with a hint of coffee and ice. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By KeyBank. Stop in and start a conversation and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's. Visit paninisgrill.com for a list of new locations. 3-zip, Tribe on top. 5th inning. Aaron Hill, Lyle Overbay, Jose Molina. And Aaron Hill sends a routine ground ball to short. Anderson Hernandez guns him out. 1 away.
Send along a happy birthday wish to David Hood, Bedford, Virginia, turning 57 today. David, happy birthday to you, pal.
Fausto Carmona has allowed just 2 hits tonight. He has walked a pair, but he's also induced a couple of ground ball double plays. Lyle Overbay drew a walk his first time up. Two-strike pitch, low and away.
Tell you, Fausto's been so this year, just so much better at commanding everything, and it seems like he's slowed down a little bit, and just the intensity level. You know, where he's much more relaxed out on the mound, and he's under control.
Now, the one thing that I've noticed, and really it's been this way all season long, he doesn't seem to fall into that rut where he walks 2 or 3 in a row or throws a lot of pitches that aren't even close to the strike zone.
He makes an adjustment.
Yeah.
You know, you're right. I mean, he's had times where he's walked some guys, but he comes back and gets his ground ball. And his problem last year and for a couple of years was the inning snowballing on him, not knowing or to minimizing anything, and he's been able to do that.
Backpedaling up over the mound. Carmona stays with it, and he threw a seed to Matt Laporta. Wow. Let's get a look at our Miller Taste Greatness moment. This date, 1990. Not one, but a couple of no-nos. Dave Stewart. No hits the Blue Jays.
Another number. Oh, Fernando.
And Fernando Valenzuela.
Another number 34.
No hits the Cardinals. Two for Tuesday. Jose Molina takes a strike. Deep at third, Peralta from the line, throws and gets him. A terrific play by Johnny Peralta. Takes away a hit from Jose Molina. And the Blue Jays go 1-2-3 for the second time tonight. Gorgeous day here in downtown Cleveland. We were 66 degrees at game time. Feels a little bit like fall.
This is beautiful. I got to tell you, after what this is just perfect.
Trevor Crowe, Shin-Soo Choo, and Carlos Santana. And a breaking ball for a strike. Pop that back out of play.
Well, the difference here with Morrow, I mean, and it's unbelievable when the Indians, when Morrow throws strike one to him and gets ahead, they're 0 for 10. When he goes ball one, that's when they have their 4 hits. They're 4 for 7. And the first one was a strike one to Crowe. So if it holds true, he should get him out here. Big difference.
Popped up again, foul down the line, and that will find its way into the seats. John McDonald, who committed a throwing error in the first inning that allowed 2 runs to score for the Indians. Gave them the early lead. Tribe added a run on the second. All runs coming after 2 men were out. Bounced it in there. The 2-2 offering. There's that breaking ball again, and Crowe chased after it. Just couldn't help himself. And that's the 5th strikeout tonight for Brandon Morrow. This recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Here's the play. 2 outs in the first inning, and Johnny Mac's throw got past Lyle Overbay. 2-run score. And then in the second inning, a 2-out RBI single by Shin-Soo Choo plates Trevor Crowe. 3-zip Indians. And that's where we stand here in the home half of the 5th. Indians are now 0 for 9, batting with less than 2 outs, and 4 for 9 once they get to 2 outs.
Well, we start the inning with 2 outs.
The 1-1 pitch is fouled back. Does that tell you anything about the kind of team you have? Is it just a flukish stat?
It's just weird. You know, it seems like you get 2 outs and, you know, you're not letting the pitcher finish the inning. You know, for him, he's got to be a little dejected. You get the first 2 outs, and then all of a sudden, you know, he had 2 outs and nobody on both times when they've scored. Now, one time it was an error that kept it going, and he had to work hard. The second time was his own fault. So, no, I mean, I don't think that's anything. You just keep it going, man. You scrape. That's why there's 3 outs in an inning, and you just keep going, working hard. As a pitcher, your goal is to not let the leadoff man get aboard. You know, you work hard to keep guys off bases. It keeps the team from doing something. And when they can score with 2 out and nobody on, then you're doing something. That makes the pitcher upset. You know, normally this guy comes out, and when he's got 2 outs in an inning, they're hitting 198 off him. Well, they're not doing it tonight. So I don't know what it is he's doing, but he gets his 6th strikeout.
Got Choo to chase one, and he's really locked in right now. It's 9 in a row he's retired.
That's some high heat. You know, with that 90, you know, he can throw it harder than that. But up there, and then he changes your eye level. He's got the curveball as well. That's pretty good stuff. He had 9 punch-outs in his first game on May 5th here against the Indians in just 5 1/3 innings.
Carlos Santana. One for two. Singleman scored back in the first inning. .75 pitches on the night for Morrow. Misses again. And let's see what he does on the 3-0 pitch. He went right at him.
It's all right. He'll be ready now.
Yeah, that's right. And a 3-1. He walked him. And that is the second walk issued tonight by Morrow. First since the first inning, and it snaps a string of 9 in a row that he had retired.
See, that's another reason why you have to love Santana. That's his 13th walk this year, and he's only struck out 6 times. You know, that's a terrific ratio. It's usually the other way around. You know, you're striking out twice as much as you're walking. This guy's walking twice as much as he's striking out, and that's a rarity, especially when you can hit for power, too.
Well, just for comparison's sake, Travis Hafner, 29 walks, 43 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Victor was one of those guys, but he didn't walk a lot, but he didn't strike out a lot. He's one of those guys that put it in play. But you look at everybody, and it's 2-1 for the most part.
You know, that's an interesting point about that you make about Martinez because, and I suppose it's just due to the fact that Santana is essentially following Martinez.
Well, he looks up to Victor.
Comparisons are automatic. You know, people are, oh, he's this, he's like this, he's kind of like Martinez this way, kind of like him that way. But you're right. He's probably got a better eye and a little more discipline at the plate than Victor has.
Yes, he does. Much more, and I think he's got better power just from watching him early.
Tremendous hitters, both of them. And Victor's a proven tremendous hitter.
From both sides of the plate. Yeah, it's fun to watch him. This kid's he's gonna come up. He's got a much better eye. A little more discipline.
You're right. Victor didn't like to walk, though. If it was close, he was going to give it a rip.
You get him up there with bases loaded, and he's going to start swinging from the on-deck circle.
Hafner puts a charge into a ball, deep center. Wells back. It's over his head. Hits off the wall. What a great jump Santana got. He's around third. He'll score without a throw. Travis Hafner with a 2-out RBI double makes it 4-0 Cleveland.
Well, again, 2 outs. There you go. 2 outs, nobody on. The walk, and now a double. Hafner makes him pay again. So, I mean, for today, Brandon Morrow's got to be upset with himself. And I saw that Santana coming around third, and I'm surprised. I don't know if he hit third base or not. But, I mean, he was coming around. He must have taken his eye off of it with 2 outs. Look at it. He's going to come. Boy, that's barely.
Ooh.
Barely. If he did, he got it with a toenail. I was watching him come around third to see if they were going to send him once the ball got by Wells.
Well, it looked like McDonald was looking at him to make sure he touched it, so he must have seen
he was.
him touch
I mean, that's your job as a third baseman. You watch and make sure the guy touches the bag, too.
You're right. I think from our camera angle, you couldn't tell, but he must have got it right at the front of his spike.
Yep. So another 2-out run. Third double of the game for the Indians. It's now 4-zip.
Johnny Peralta bounces it to McDonald at third, and that will end the inning. But Travis Hafner drives home the run here in the 5th inning to put the Tribe in front 4-0. Mark's deep discount of the game is Hebrew National Hot Dogs. 2 packs for $5 at any Northeast Ohio Mark's location.
So head into your nearest Mark's, where you'll find a huge selection and low prices every day.
Four-zip Indians on top. John McDonald out on strikes his first time up. Races that one foul.
Well, according to my card, Fausto has 12 ground ball outs.
He does indeed.
You know, 1 strikeout, and the only 2 balls have been hit in the air. 2 double play balls.
3 of the 5 innings he's pitched. 3 of those 5 have been all ground ball outs.
Yeah, this is vintage right here. He's getting the big boys, the boys that, you know, swing for the fences and hit the long ball on the ground. That's when you know that sinker ball is working.
Just over 70 pitches here in the 6th inning. And a ground ball tapped to short. Hernandez takes care of that one away. Let's go back to the studios right now for this in-game update. Here's Al Pawlowski.
All right, Matt, Rick, let's go to Minnesota, where the Twins are trying to get first place back from Detroit. They're off to a good start after Denard Span opened the game with the triple for the Twins. Orlando Hudson doubles him home. 1-0 Minnesota. They're still batting 2 outs now in the bottom of the first. Back to you.
One down for Fred Lewis. 1 out of 2 with a single. Laced fair just inside the line down the left field corner. And Duncan got to it quickly to hold Lewis to a long 1-out single.
Well, you talk about a nice inside-out stroke, man, and letting that ball get deep in the zone. Lewis, 2 of the 3 hits now for the Jays, and both of them have gone the other way. Look at how he just shoots the ball that way. He let it get deep into that zone, keeps it fair, slaps it past Peralta. Duncan, nice job playing it off the wall to hold him to a single.
That'll bring up Alex Gonzalez, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Twice he has grounded out.
Well, the right-handers have not had fun against Carmona, and this has been one of them. Grounded into a double play in his first at-bat, and then almost threw the bat at the ball and grounded out to Carmona in his second.
Big chopper in the hole. That's a base hit. Lewis stops at second. And now the Blue Jays threatening here in the sixth with 2 on and 1 out.
That's okay. I mean, that's a ground ball, and it wasn't hit hard. It just found a hole, and that's going to happen sometimes against sinker ballers. He gets on top of it, and this time he finds a hole. That one, he gave him a little more swinging room than normal. So he finds a hole between short and third. So it's back-to-back singles, and the first time tonight that the Jays have had 2 runners on in an inning.
And Jose Bautista, their big gun, is at the dish. He's got 20 homers, 50 runs batted in.
You know, and that's what they're hoping for right now is that homer. Because when you do hit a home run and you're on a team like that, you can get back into games with one swing of the bat as well. And not only, you know, put teams away, but you can get back in when you're down 4-0 like right here.
Hit him.
Ouch.
And the bases are loaded. Came up and in and got him.
Okay, the first little hiccup here for Fausto. Santana going to walk out and talk to him. And this couldn't have felt very good. This is one where he got out of. And it looked like right on the elbow, huh?
Sure
He's got
did.
the padding there.
But it hit him on top of the elbow. I don't think it hit where the padding was.
You could see he's grown, and that didn't feel good.
There's our 5-star league leaders, brought to you by the GMC Sierra. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. You got Vernon Wells tied with Billy Butler and Torrey Hunter. Also Dustin Pedroia for the league lead and doubles. And he had a single his last time up. Popped up on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect. Nix makes the grab. 2 down.
Big out.
Boy, you're not kidding.
Big out on that first pitch after just drilling the hitter before.
Now through July 10th, fans who purchase Cleveland Browns full season tickets for the 2010 season will also receive 2 free tickets to Cedar Point. And if you text the word Browns to 31962, you'll be entered for the chance to win 2 tickets to the Browns home opener. Standard text message rates apply. Visit STOHD.com for all the information. Swung on and might have got a piece of that. He did.
Yeah, you know what? This is different, too, with Carmona. Back-to-back changeups in a situation to the left-hander. See how deep it comes out of there? Beautifully done. The good movement. And ever since the first game that Santana caught him, it seems like Carmona throws more changeups.
Low and away. For the season, Toronto as a team with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 3 hits and 29 at bats.
Well, we never did mention this, but you know they lead the world in home runs, 115. They've yet to hit a grand slam.
Oh boy! And a line drive single into right field. That brings home Lewis and Gonzalez to throw to third, just a little bit offline. Otherwise, they would have had Bautista, but he's in there safely. Blue Jays at the corners. Toronto's on the board. Indians lead cut in half. It's now 4-2.
Well, they do their own 2-out hitting right there. And maybe Fausto went to the well once too often with another changeup. Had him fooled. But he was out in front. He kept his hands back enough and slaps it into right field. So there's a base hit. Makes it a 4-2 ball game.
So it's the 2-out scoring here tonight.
In this game, yes, it is. All the runs coming with 2 outs.
Ooh, close pitch, didn't get the call. And it's now 2-0. 3 balls and no strikes with Aaron Hill waiting on deck. And some stirring in the Indians bullpen, but no activity. 88 pitches on the night for Fausto. We are going to get some activity, though, here very quickly. 3-0 delivery. Just above the belt for a called strike.
Frank Herman, that's just his second pitch, so he's going to try and crank it up in a hurry.
Oh, big cut by Hill, but back out of play. Full count. This is what you talked about earlier, Rick, when a sinker baller gets one up.
Yes, indeed. You better get after
it. Jump on it. But
you do. And you know what? Go ahead and swing the bat, because that's one you can put in the air. And this is a home run hitting team, so get after it.
Payoff pitch in the air. Left center, routine here for Crow. And the inning is over. But Toronto gets on the board. Cuts the Indians' lead in half. 4-2, middle of the 6th. Gorgeous day and evening here in Cleveland. And the Indians leading it by a score of 4-2. Bottom of the 6th inning. Shelley Duncan leading off and takes a called strike. At the knees, outside corner. Now the 0-2. Duncan is down on strikes. 7th strikeout for Brandon Morrow. 1 down here in the 6th inning. All right, here's the answer to our AT&T trivia question. AT&T Rethink Possible. Now, I had Vernon Wells, Devon White, Dave Winfield, Bernie Williams, Larry Walker.
Well, let's look at it. There you go. Very good.
I thought Willie Wilson, but you gave me the thumbs down on Willie Wilson, so I looked elsewhere.
That was a good one. Good trivia question.
There's a long drive deep to center. Wells looking up, and it's gone to Souvenir City. Matt Laporta with his 2nd home run of the year. Gets a run right back for the Tribe and makes it a 5-2 ball game. Carolyn Leonard of Fremont, Ohio, has just won $300 in free gasoline from Shell.
Well, good job, Carolyn. And there's go fill her up. A high fastball, and Laporta got it. And I mean, he hit it well. Gets it up into the center field bleachers. For Matt Laporta, his second home run, his 8th ribby. And they answer that 2-run 6th inning with 1 on the board.
And now Jason Nix smacks one deep left center field, and that's going to hit off the wall. And he's going to speed his way into second base with a 1-out double. Well, the Indians taking aim on Brandon Morrow here in inning number 6.
Well, they've hit the ball well tonight. I mean, they've hit some balls on the nose. There's the hanging breaking ball. And a lot of times that pitch has been down in the zone for him, not this inning. That pitch there, you take advantage of it. Nix hits it off the scoreboard, the auxiliary scoreboard, 4th double for the Indians tonight. And right now they're going to stall for a little bit of time to try and get that bullpen going.
You know, that home run by Matt Laporta, Rick, gives you an indication of the kind of power he has, because we don't see a lot of home runs hit to center field up over the 19-foot wall.
No,
like that.
you do not. No, I mean, Brandon Morrow supplied the power, but I mean, he put a charge into it. Matt Laporta, that's good to see.
Anderson Hernandez shoots it back foul. Breaking ball hung high.
See, now all his breaking balls starting to stay up. I don't know if he's getting tired or what. That's the first home run he's given up, though. Now that I think about it, in his this is 7 starts. He went 6 straight starts without allowing a home run, and Laporta got him. That's only the 6th home run that Morrow has given up this year.
I mean, I can see why. You just watch this. It doesn't take long to watch this kid throw. He's got tremendous stuff, as they say. 7 strikeouts tonight.
Well, they got him. He came over from Seattle December 23rd for Brandon League, the reliever. And this guy was a reliever at one time.
Hernandez tried to chase that one down and in, and that's 8 strikeouts now for Morrow. 2 down in the 6th.
Well, I mentioned the Tribe with the taking on the Athletics this weekend, and over the holiday, there's going to be another spectacular fireworks show on Saturday as well. So we'll have Friday night, Saturday night, even though we won't be here the 4th. We're going to do it the 2nd and the 3rd. 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com for your tickets.
Here's Trevor Crowe, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Pitch number 95 on the night coming up. Molina had a notion about throwing down to second base, but held up.
Well, he's one of those Molina brothers that can throw. You know, you don't steal bases, and he will throw behind you to the base to try and get you out.
That home run by Matt Laporta, by the way, was the first Indians hit of the game with less than 2 outs.
I was just looking at my scorecard and saying, yes, it was. It was the first run they scored without 2.
And Tommy Boshenik tells us the official tape measure on that was 422 feet.
Would he measure it off?
He ran out there. You didn't see him. He was gone for.
Well, I should have known better. I didn't realize he was that fast.
Crowe, a bouncer to second. And the inning is over. But Laporta's monster home run as the Indians up by 3 as we go to the 7th. By the Sierra from GMC. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's. 7th inning. And the Tribe on top 5-2. Lyle Overbay looks at a ball outside. 2-0 the count. Back out of play. Fausto Carmona, 95th pitch of the night coming up right here. 3-1 the count. Got a message, Rick, from Joe, I believe it's Komarek, or it could be Komorek. He contacted us through our Facebook page, and we were talking about the Miller Taste Greatness moment, the 2 no-hitters on the same day. He pointed out on that same date, it was the Major League debut of Charles Harrison Nagy.
No kidding.
Who would 6 times win 15 games or more for the Indians on his way to earning induction into the Indians Hall of Fame.
I think that start, if I'm not mistaken, was out in Seattle.
It was against the Angels.
Okay, we were on the West Coast.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to go back and look it up.
It was against the Angels? All right, then he joined the team in Seattle. I remember him coming, this young kid, joining the team. So, okay, we must have been going from Seattle down to L.A.
I'd have to go back and look again, but I believe it was against Jim Abbott, his Major League debut.
Okay. That's very good. Good info. Thanks for sending that.
Charlie, of course, the Indians pitching coach at AAA Columbus with the Clippers. There's an 0-1 pitch lined to left field by Jose Molina. So 2 on, nobody out here in the 7th inning.
Well, second straight inning now. Fausto starting to struggle in that inning. You know, he had that one start in Pittsburgh. Went on the road.
Yeah.
He was dazzling for 6 innings, and then went out in the 7th after they got him 4 runs. And then, you know, he didn't finish and didn't come out of the 7th inning.
And he was frustrated afterwards because he said, you know, I was trying to make my pitches, but, you know, sometimes it's perplexing as a pitcher. You think you know where it's going, and it winds up in the middle of the plate.
It really Manny Acta couldn't believe it. He says, man, we got 4 runs. This game's in command now. And then all of a sudden he said, I couldn't believe it. I got to take this guy out of the ball game. But as sinker ballers are, they're one pitch away from 2 outs.
As long as Manny Acta and Tim Belcher are seeing the sink still there. If you see a guy start to elevate it pitch after pitch after pitch, then you know, okay, he's out of gas. We got to get him out of
and you want Fausto, give me 7 innings. Let's go. You want him to work out of some of the trouble he gets in. That's how you develop a starting pitcher.
Swung on and missed. 0-2 the
How
count.
many times do you let the starter get a couple guys on base, you get to this point in the ball game, and then all of a sudden you go to the bullpen. The way the bullpen's been, I want to stay with my starter a little longer. I don't want to keep putting that give me the 9 outs from the bullpen. Let's let my starter go. Let's go. You got in it. I'm going to let you get a chance to get out of it.
Got him. McDonald saying he tipped it into the ground.
Well, he may be right because Santana did tag him, and you didn't have to. There's a man on first base. Now, Eric Cooper made a call earlier in the game, and he was absolutely right where a ball hit the ground and it went into Santana's glove. Johnny Mack is telling him he missed that call right there.
There comes Big Cito Gaston.
You know what? Let's see. See, it does hit the ground. Now, what they're arguing is maybe McDonald's saying, I fouled it off, and Cooper's saying, no, you didn't. Maybe that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it does hit the ground clearly. And, you know, if he wanted help, he would get it.
Johnny Mack loses the argument. 1 out here in the 7th. And it looks like Manny Acta is going to make his move. Fausto Carmona's night is over after 6 1/3 innings. And Tony Sipp is coming on when we come back. Third innings tonight. Only struck out a couple, but he didn't need to strike out many because he had him doing this all night long.
You know what, Matt? I like it when Fausto's not striking guys out because they're putting it in play. And, you know, he's letting his infielders work. He's throwing strikes. And when you see the ground balls like he had tonight, you got to appreciate that. That's a true sinker ball pitcher. His strikeouts come when he's ahead in the count and he gets him to chase out of the zone. Last couple innings, he started to get a few base runners, so Manny Acta says that's enough. A couple double play balls, a good night by Carmona. 6 1/3, couple runs, 6 hits, and he is responsible for the 2 on base as Tony Sipp comes on.
And a first pitch strike, and that's certainly good to see for Tony Sipp. We'll see how this plays out, but he may be on to face just Fred Lewis.
That could be true. Could be very true.
Off the end of the bat, slowly hit to third. Peralta throws over to get Lewis. 2 down. And the reason we mentioned that he might only be on to face Lewis is because I believe Herman is still warming in the bullpen, the right-hander. And you've got Alex Gonzalez and Jose Bautista. Their big home run threats coming up. But you know, when Tony Sipp's going well, he's just as effective against the right-handers as he is lefties.
He was to start the year for almost the first 2 months. And when we went on that road trip, when we went to New York and Detroit and those couple in Chicago, that's where it all blew up on him, that one road trip. But up until then, he was used for both lefties and righties. And I guess this is telling you right now that Maniac is saying, let's go. Son, let's go. You get him out.
Alex Gonzalez 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Fastball just above the belt for a called strike. Missed down low with it. Time quickly called by the catcher Santana. 13 groundouts for Carmona. The shortstop Hernandez had 6 assists. Guess who had the second most assists tonight?
He did.
Isn't that something? He had 4.
Yeah, okay. I got you. I see that now, yeah. That's that good sinker. Come back to that. Well, Westbrook, same thing. He's going to get 2, 3, 4 during the course of a game when he's on.
2 on, 2 out. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count for Alex Gonzalez, the number 2 hitter. Popped him up foul. This will find its way over into the seats.
Tony Sipp on the year against right-handers. Righties are hitting .309 off him, 17 for 55, and they have homered 4 times. But it's that one road trip that did the damage. Seemed like it was all in about 3 appearances.
Well, yeah, that's what happens though when you give up a couple of hits, give up a grand slam. All of a sudden, that
3-runner. Yeah.
When you're only pitching a third of an inning at a time, that ERA can skyrocket in a hurry. Which is why relief pitchers, like cornerbacks in football, have to have a short memory. The 2-2.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's more consistency than it is anything because they're all going to have a bad outing eventually.
Unless your name's Rivera.
You're right. Well, that's an exception to the rule. He's in a different league.
Again, the set on the 2-2. Gets away from Santana. He did not go, so the run will score. And it's a 5-3 ball game on the wild pitch. And Jose Molina goes to third.
Check out, this is not an easy pitch to try and keep in front of you. You see, he put it on his chest protector, just deflected off the side. Sipp was looking for the swing. And then, looking for the first base umpire and then realized, okay, he didn't go, but the run's going to come around to score.
And that just missed for ball 4. And here comes Manny Acta. Now you've got Jose Bautista coming up. And Act is going to go to his right-hander. So the Blue Jays have scored 2 in the 6th, and they've added 1 here in the 7th. They've cut the Indians' lead to 2 runs at 5-3. And Frank Herman is coming on, I do believe, when times.
Well, this is where Joe Smith has got to earn his money. And, I mean, he's here to get right-handers out. He's a specialist, and that's why he's in this ball game. He's facing the guy that's tied for the league lead in home runs, and they have a couple guys on base. There's 2 outs, and your job is to get this out and give it to the to the bullpen in the 8th inning with the lead.
Hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, that's all. A little nervous. Need some food. Time to eat.
Jose Bautista walked his first time up, lined out to center in the 4th, hit by a pitch his last time up. And Joe Smith gets a first pitch strike. Nothing doing on that play. Bautista at the plate. The 0-1 pitch. And another strike called, 0-2. Molina the runner at third. Gonzalez the tying run at first. And the 2-strike delivery. Ripped foul out of play.
You know, you take a little bit of that aggressiveness away when you get ahead and you've got that slider. He hasn't seen the sinker coming in yet, so he can't sit out there and look for something to try and swing hard. Now he's got a battle to just try and put it in play.
Tried to shoot for the outside edge and missed. A little bit off the dish, 1-2.
That's okay. Now go shoot. Try for the inside edge with that sinker. Go on inside on him. After you're shooting away, come on in. Keep him honest. You got 2 strikes.
And go away again.
See, I would have doubled up with the fastball. That's just me calling the game. Keep him honest, and then if you miss with that sinker, miss in off the plate, then you come back with the slider after you throw him 2 good sinkers.
Now he's almost expecting you to come in, right?
Not necessarily. He may be looking for that slider. He got ahead of him 2-0. There it was.
Popped it up. Racing out is Nix. Chu comes in, drops the ball. A run will score, the tying run into third. It'll be an error on Chu, and the Blue Jays have cut the Indians' lead to a single run.
Now, I mean, how many times are you going to see that? You give way, you call the second baseman off, you come in, and you just don't catch the ball. This is just the way it's gone defensively. Here he comes. He's calling for it. There he is. Goes off the heel of the glove. Can't believe it. It extends the inning. Smith did his job, and there it is off the heel. He just missed it. Nothing else you can say. It's a one-run ball game.
And the 2 runs that score this inning go on Carmona's card.
Right. That's right.
And like his last start, they're both odd.
Tainted.
I mean, a wild pitch and an error. Allow those 2 runs to score. Boy, oh boy. And a bouncing ball to short. That'll end the inning. Stretch time in Cleveland. It's 5-4 Indians on top. Buy Paninis this summer and grab a stuffed sandwich and a refreshing beverage at any Panini's location from Westlake to Willoughby. That's your patio headquarters. For a list of all Panini's locations, visit paninisgrill.com. So Brandon Morrow's night is over after 6 innings of work. He allowed 5 runs on 7 hits. But only 3 of those runs will be earned.
Well, they came out of it. They still have the lead. So now it's time to see if you can get it back. Chu made the error. See if you can get on base and try and add on. Still have a lead.
Morrow, the starter for Toronto tonight, struck out 8, walked 2 in his 6 innings of work. Now David Percy on to face Chu, Carlos Santana, and Travis Hafner here in the 7th. And Percy,
this guy was a starter for Toronto last year. Made his first career appearance this year. May 25th for him out of the bullpen. Toronto always, and I mean, you go back a few years, always have seemed to have 2, 3, 4 left-handers out of that bullpen.
The 0-2 to Chu. And a liner right into the glove of Hill. 1 down. Let's go back to the studios once again for this in-game update. Here's Al with the latest on the White Sox and the Royals.
All right, Matt, to Kauffman Stadium we go. The White Sox with 3 runs in the second inning. It got started here by A.J. Pierzynski with this RBI single to left center. So Chicago has lost 2 in a row to KC, trying to get back on the winning track. They're up 3-0 now in the 4th inning at KC.
All right, thanks, Al. Here's Carlos Santana. He has singled, walked, scored 2 runs, and he has also grounded out tonight. One ball, 1 strike.
How about that pick? You talk about Olay. Look at him. He's laughing about. Watch this pick. Way out in front of the plate. You just put your glove down. That's picking it like a shortstop right there.
He had a great cut at that ball, but fouled it straight back. Benji, Jose, and Yadier Molina. Of course, Benji and Jose were teammates in Anaheim for a number of years. 2-2 pitch. Hammered down the left side, but foul. Boy, did he crush that pitch.
That fastball, you just don't sneak it by him. Well, and they're going to find that out, and they will make their adjustments. But you have to try. Never facing the guy before. Okay, I've got him set up for a heater in. Oops, maybe I don't.
And that high leg kick doesn't seem to matter what pitch they throw.
No, that's his timing mechanism. Watch him. He brings it. He's got that toe tap, and then he rides that fastball up above it. And you can see he's upset. He swung and missed.
He chased one there, 2 down.
Well, Independence Day with the Tribe. It's Kids KeyBank Fun Day. That'll come on the 4th. Save big with the WKYC Summer Sunday $3 offer. Buy an adult ticket to see the Tribe versus the A's. Get up to 2 tickets for kids 12 and under for just $3 a piece.
Now Travis Hafner, who is 2 for 3 tonight, 2 doubles, a run scored and a run batted in. Now, Hafner, we know this. Hafner was swinging the bat very well right before interleague play started. And we knew that was going to be a bad deal for him, having to sit, being limited to just pinch hitting duties.
Right.
And then Manny Acta said, going into yesterday's game, he said, normally I'd probably sit Hafner against a tough left-hander like Romero. But he said, after all that time he was out, I want him to play, get some at-bats. Well, it looks like he's jumped right back in with both feet here with 2 doubles.
Well,
tonight.
he should.
Hit the ball hard.
He should. You know why? He's had enough time off. I would never rest him unless he's tired. I don't care if you're facing a righty or a lefty. He's paid to be your DH,
No, but
man.
I'm saying with all the time he sat out in interleague play, it doesn't look like it's really bothering him here.
Well, no, he only had 5 at-bats in those 9 days or 10 days with 9 games.
I thought it might take him 2 or 3 games to get his timing back, but
no, he probably hit about 1 million balls in the cage. But, you know, he should be. He should be ready to go and never need another off day. You're going into the All-Star break here shortly.
yeah, that'll be here before we know it. Base is empty, 2 down, 2-2 pitch. Popped him up right at the plate.
Does
Molina.
he say it?
He's got it, and the Indians go 1, 2, 3. We go to the 8th, 5-4 Cleveland.
Telecast is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Five, 4 Indians on top. And we go to the 8th inning. Adam Lynn, Aaron Hill, Lyle Overbay will be the batters. Rafael Perez coming on here for the Tribe to try and keep the Indians in front.
Yeah, you got 2 out of 3 left-handers. Lind, Hill will be the right-hander, but Overbay.
Rafael Perez. And a first pitch strike. Rick, it would appear that Chris Perez is not available here tonight because normally he's the 8th inning guy. But he pitched last night, pitched Sunday in Cincinnati.
He pitched 3 days in a row, but so did
And he pitched
Wood.
Saturday.
Wood
Yeah.
pitched 2 days in a row. So you're probably right.
And again, you know, for fans who may not follow every single game and wonder about that thinking, it's not that he couldn't pitch 3 days in a row. It's the long-term effect of pitching 3 days in a row. And you've
Doesn't count the time you've been up and maybe warmed up and didn't come in to a game. And there's just certain times where, hey, you've got a day off. Don't worry. You're not pitching tonight. And you got to go. It happens throughout the course of a year in 162 games to every bullpen. And there you see he hasn't even gotten up to warm up. It would be strictly emergency.
Adam Lynn delivered a big hit for the Jays in the 6th inning, a 2-out, 2-run single that got them on the board. Sounded like he cracked his bat.
Did.
And he'll get a new piece of lumber. One and two the count as you take another look here.
Right off the end. That's where the bats break. When you hit them off the end like that, that's where they shatter.
I thought that was interesting when we talked to Jack Marucci, the bat maker in Philadelphia. He was mentioning that that's when you hit that bat, because of the weight of these bats, they're so light that when you hit it off the end, it's almost automatic.
Yeah, that's where it shatters. You have about I'd say maybe a 4 to maybe 5-6 inch sweet spot on the barrel head of that bat. And you can get away with it sometimes when you get jammed. If you fight it off, you go inside out. But when you hit it off the end, it almost always breaks. Because the handles are not only because of the weight and it being so light, but the handles are so skinny now as well.
There's the 1-2. Swung out and missed. Rafael Perez gets the strikeout, 1 down here in the 8th.
This is an excellent location. Looked like a little breaking ball down and away. We teased him right at the end, and it had good movement late. Out of the zone, gets the strikeout. Good pitch.
Aaron Hill 0 for 3 tonight. Bouncing ball just wide of the bag at third. There's the 1-1. Sounded like he broke his bat, and it's run down by Nix for out number 2. Once again, we go back to the studios for this in-game update. Here's Al.
All right, man, let's go to Boston, where the Red Sox taking on Tampa Bay. Pitchers duel into the 5th inning with Shields and Lackey, and then David Ortiz. 3-run homer to right puts Boston ahead. They lead it now 4-0, 6th inning at Fenway Park. Back to you.
Tampa. That ship's leaking a little water, isn't it?
Lost 7 out of 10 coming into tonight. They're probably really anxious for that All-Star break to get here. Two down for Lyle Overbay, who has walked twice and scored a run. And Rafael Perez with a strike. The 1-1. Now Perez 1 strike away from making it a 1-2-3 8th inning. And the 1-2 pitch. Overbay not going to chase after that. The 2-2. Ground ball in the hole. Nice stop by Nix. From the outfield grass, throws him out. And a 1-2-3 eighth inning for left-hander Rafael Perez. And the Tribe stays in front 5-4. Five-4, Indians on top. Bottom of the eighth inning. And once again, Toronto will go to their bullpen. Jason Frazier for the 33rd time this year. Kind of surprising to see his ERA over 5.
Yeah, he's been here for quite a while. He's now 11 games shy of Paul Quantrill. Remember the reliever Quantrill was very good for 4th on the all-time club appearance list. So he has been around. He has had his share of appearances and on to try and keep it a one-run game here and give his team one last chance in the 9th.
A strike is called, 1-1 to count. Right back to the screen, Johnny. 0 for 3 on the night, but he hit a key ground ball in this game back in the first inning with 2 outs and 2 aboard. He grounded a ball to third. John McDonald fielded it, but his throw to first short hop Lyle Overbay, and he couldn't get leather on it, and it went all the way up into the seats. And 2 Indians runs scored in the first, and boy, do they loom large now. Cito Gaston's ball club, meanwhile, has lost 2 in a row, 6 out of 8. 8 games off the pace in the AL East. And this is a rugged road trip that they thought, well, at least we got a start in Cleveland that we can make some hay on.
Yeah, we've had success there.
Frazier gets a strikeout, 1 down. Once again, all bets are off, hitting the road. This time they'll broadcast live from the Lake County Captains Classic Park Thursday at 3. Join Bruce and Ashley for the show, and during the games, STO will be shooting a new episode of Beer Money. All bets are off, and Beer Money live from Classic Park Thursday at 3 o'clock. Thursday's game here at Progressive Field will not be televised.
The noon game.
12 o'clock start.
That's right. Come on out to the ballpark.
0-1 pitch. Bounced it in there.
Then the Oakland A's making their first appearance of the year in this ballpark. I think the first and only.
Take us through the 4th of July holiday weekend. And then the Indians hit the road again.
Take that back. Oakland comes back again in August. I know we made our only trip there in April. That was one of our first road trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of August.
Battle for first place in the AL Central tonight in Minnesota. Twins and Tigers tied at 3. They're in the early stages of that game. I think they're in the 4th inning. Tough loss for Detroit, though.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Joel Zumaya with a fractured elbow. Pretty much
throwing a pitch. He's done for the year.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was reminiscent of those old injuries with the left-handers, Dravecky and Browning, where they
Smiley
snapped
or something.
them.
Yeah. That was scary. And for the 3rd time in his career, he's been on the 60-day DL. 3rd straight year.
Duncan, sky high and foul out of play. Well, remember, they were really counting on him to help out the back end of that bullpen.
Well, he was doing. He was off to such a great start this year. But boy, oh boy, yeah, I mean, what do they do now? I mean, that's a tough guy. You don't replace him. You may try and find somebody to fill the void.
Down low, full count.
Yeah, they had battled their way back and taken the lead over Minnesota by a half a game in this division.
Matt Laporta waits on deck.
Just like Minnesota lost their closer. Joe Nathan on spring training. He was gone for the year, and they had to fight their way through it.
Duncan strikes out, 2 down here in the 8th. Well, injuries at this time of the year really start to take their toll. I mean, look at in Boston. I still haven't heard
if hurt all year.
If they've decided what Victor Martinez is on the DL now. Okay. So, no surgery necessary for Martinez, who fractured his thumb. Chase Utley and Placido Polanco on the same day went on the DL for Philadelphia.
Well, eventually, it seems like over the course of the year, it catches up to everybody.
.162 games sometimes is a war of attrition. Just missed.
Well, that's where you use your 40-man roster. You say coming out of spring training, that first 25, it's going to change after the first month. And you're going to utilize, that's why you want to have 8 or 9 pitchers if you can, not only in the big leagues, but then you want your 3 or 4 backups in AAA. And then you check out and you're going to utilize or get into your 40-man roster.
Every once in a while, you're fortunate. I think, if I remember, in 05, the Indians
5 or 6 starters all year long. That is absolutely correct.
Kevin Millwood, CC, Cliff Lee, those guys were workhorses.
Scott Allerton.
Yeah. Kerry Wood ready to come on in the 9th inning. Looking for a 3rd consecutive save. Off the end of the bat, Laporta squibs it to first. Overby throws to Frazier, and the Indians go 1-2-3. Can Kerry Wood close out another 1-run victory for the Indians? Find out next. Indians lead it, 9th inning here at Progressive Field. And Kerry Wood will try to save his 3rd game in the last 3 days. On for the 20th time this year. He'll face Jose Molina. We'll get a pinch hitter for John McDonald, and then Fred Lewis scheduled 3rd. Andy Marte takes over at first for Matt Laporta. Austin Kearns takes over in left for Shelley Duncan. John Buck is in the on-deck circle to pinch hit for John McDonald. Molina goes after the first pitch, fouls it out of play. Jose Molina singled and scored in the 7th. You know, the one thing that we've noticed really since Kerry Wood came here a year ago, they haven't had opportunities to use him a lot. So he's gone lengthy periods of time without pitching in the game.
You know, it was funny. When he first came here last year, it was like Eric Wedge wouldn't use him 2 days in a row, you know, back-to-back days. And offensively, when you're struggled, you couldn't find times to use him and keep him sharp. So now this is the 3rd straight day he's pitched. I mean, he's throwing the ball well. Now is when you love to use him. His cutter's been terrific the last couple of days.
The 0-2.
Oops.
Hit him.
That was a curveball.
And that got Molina, I believe, on the elbow, and he's smarting.
Well, they got to get a pinch runner for him, don't they? That's the tying run on at first base.
I would think Nick Green will pinch run here.
I would have to think so. Yeah, see, that ball gets away from him. The last thing he wanted to do was hit a guy. Well, there's the tying run. Nick Green, I think you're right, carrying the mail.
There is Nick Green, the runner at first. And now the pinch hitter is John Buck for John McDonald. John Buck. He's had a tremendous year for the Jays. Kind of jabbed at it, and it's called a strike. Buck, as a pinch hitter this year, is 0 for 2.
You know, that was sort of strange. You see him square around to go and bunt. I mean, if he wanted to bunt, he would have left Mack up there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure if
he
that
did
was
that.
just a
No,
show.
it was. Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, if he wanted to bunt him over, if Cito wanted to do that, he would have left Johnny McDonald in the game to do that.
Now Buck has put himself in an 0-2 hole. And the pitch is down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There is Fred Lewis on deck. Swung out and missed. He blew him away with the heat. 1 down here in the 9th.
Well, look at Santana sitting away. That ball comes in. So he didn't really hit his target, but he does get the strikeout. That ball had a little movement to it. So out number 1 here in the 9th.
Fred Lewis is 2 for 4 tonight. Takes a strike. A couple of singles and a run scored. Almost got away from Santana. He made a nice stab going across his body. And the count now 1-1. Stick around for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. We'll have the highlights. And we'll also look forward to Game 3 in this 4-game series tomorrow night. 1-1 pitch. Up the middle, double play ball. Hernandez steps on the bag, goes to first, and the Indians have won their third straight. Kerry Wood, 3 saves in 3 days. And the Indians once again hang on for a 1-run victory. 5-4, the final score tonight. Kerry Wood has his 8th save of the year. Fausto Carmona wins his 7th. He's now 7-6. The loss goes to Brandon Morrow, who drops to 5-6. With the win, the Indians now 29-47. Blue Jays have now lost 7 of 9, and they are 40-38 on the year. Time now for our player of the game.
Kerry Wood, the player of the game. 3 consecutive saves in the last 3 days. Second time in career. Last time was with the Cubs in 08. So good to see him out there. Now, this is a guy that may need the day off tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, he's been out there 3 straight saves. Indians 3 wins in a row.
So a 5-4 final score as we take a look now at the play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank, banking home of your Cleveland Indians.
Let's go back to the very first inning. 2 outs. The Indians on. Peralta hits a little ground ball. You figure, okay, you're out of the inning. McDonald short hops over there to Lindy or Overbay. He can't pick it. I don't know if the sunlight had anything to do with it. The Indians scored 2 runs. They took it. They ran with it. They held on to it. That'll be our KeyBank key play of the game.